Kirk Jensen here, who's unrepresented. Um, Mr. Jensen, would you come up and have a seat? Josh, you kind of inherited this. Mr. Jensen was originally charged with traffic violations. The matter was set for a jury trial for August 16th, I believe it was. We had summoned jurors and we were ready to proceed. Earlier that week, I believe August 14th, Mr. Marvin filed a felony complaint based on the same set of facts. So the matter was set for a pre-exam conference. Mr. Jensen has made every court hearing, but he did express that he wants to represent himself. I offered to appoint counsel at each stage of the misdemeanor proceedings, and again in this case, but he declined. So, Mr. Jensen, you still wish to represent yourself?
Here's where it starts off like every sovereign citizen saga. Mr. Jensen rolls in no lawyer, full confidence, and immediately asks to dismiss the entire case like at a minor parking ticket. Not a felony. Hearing the judge doesn't even blink, he's clearly seen it all.
Complaint alleges that on or about April 6th in Lockport Township that you did obstruct justice by preferring a counterfeit U.S. passport and counterfeit international driver's license at the time of a lawful traffic stop, an attempt to avoid criminal liability for driving without a license. The way that is charged, it is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. The second count is possession of a reproduced, altered, counterfeit, or forged chauffeur's license. Operator's or chauffeur's license. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. Count 3 alleges that you had no valid operator's license, plain old no ops. Are also charged with a civil infraction of no proof of insurance.
Now, this is where the courtroom shifts. Jensen is accused of obstructing justice with fake passports and international driver's licenses, all to dodge a basic traffic stop. That's not just rebellious, that's federal offense bold, and he still thinks he's got this in the bag.
I object to those. I object to that being labeled as counterfeit on all of those documents.
All right. Mr. O'Bear, do you have any instructions here or a plea offer? Or?
So the offer would be if the defendant wanted to plead to count 3, operating with no license, it's the 90-day misdemeanor. We would recommend fines and costs.
I object to that, and I will not consent to that either.
The prosecutor literally offers him an escape hatch, plead to a traffic ticket, pay a fine, and walk. But nope, Jensen refuses again. We're watching a man self-sabotage in real time, thinking he's playing 5D chess while holding Uno card.
All right, you're charged with a felony, and you're charged with possession of a false or forged counterfeit license. You're also charged with no proof of insurance. The prosecutor would dismiss all of those charges if you plead to no valid operator's license with a fine and cost. You may be the first person in my 21-year career that objects to having all the felony charges dismissed for a plea to a $200 fine.
And the judge is visibly stunned, like he's been doing this 21 years and never had someone object to having their felony dismissed. It's courtroom comedy gold, if it weren't so painfully real.
We're going to have a preliminary examination next Wednesday where the prosecutor will attempt to bind you over to circuit court on felony charges and continue the matter for a felony conviction with potential prison sentence. So his offer is to just be done with all of it for a plea to no valid operators. That's, I frankly was kind of surprised by the generous offer, but that's what it is. So our options are to plead to having no valid operator's license. You can even plead no contest You can plead no contest. You don't admit what happened, but you also don't deny what happened. You allow or accept that a conviction will enter. You and I have a fundamental disagreement about what it means to operate a vehicle or what it means to travel. But if you want this matter to be over with, you can enter a no contest plea to no valid operator's license. If you want to reap the whirlwind, we can have a preliminary examination next.
Here's the crossroads. A judge lays it all out 225, and it's over or roll the dice in felony court. And Jensen still won't budge. That's not conviction. That's delusion dressed in a suit.
Day afternoon regarding the matter. What would you like to do, Mr. Jensen?
I don't accept any of that.
All right, the matter will be set for prelim.
And just to make it clear, this would be the third time that a charge of no operator's license has been levied against me, and I'm standing against it because those documents are valid, and I object to them being labeled as counterfeit.
Find out next week. So that will be Tuesday, September 5th at 1 p.m. Prelim. All right, your bond is continued. You're free to go.
And just a reminder of the civil case that is ongoing.
This is the third time he's been charged for no license, and he still claims his documents are valid, sir. They called him counterfeit. For a reason. This isn't about travel rights. It's about the law you keep pretending doesn't apply.
In that yourself and Mr. Marvin as well. Just
Which
to make sure that
which civil case is that?
Civil case, the notices, and all the recusals and everything that's been filed into this case that I've been filing in. Just to make note of that it is, on the record.
Well, let's take a look. Oh, you filed a August 28th, which is yesterday. I got this. I didn't see it. Objection to the report and recommendation in the matter of civil case. You filed this in federal court?
This was done in a federal court, has a federal case number on it, and all the defendants are listed.
All right.
Along with the notice.
Oh, it's great pleadings. It cites Abraham and the Book of Nations and a bunch of other jabberwocky. But it has been filed in the federal court. All right, that's all a matter of record. It's in the file. And you've even got Hebrew letters in here. Okay, I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
And here comes a wild twist. He's filed civil cases in federal court citing Abraham Hebrew letters, and the Book of Nations, his courtroom, just turned into a Netflix documentary, except it's real, and no one's laughing except maybe the judge.
Yes.
I'm Mr. Jensen's transportation.
Yes.
And on the 5th, my wife has chemo, and I have to take her to that. Is there a way that we can put it off to the following week? If that's all right with Mr. Jensen?
That would dump the matter on Judge Pattison, which I'm sure he would greatly dislike. So I'm sorry, but we'll leave it for that date.
It would be the 6th, that would work.
I'm open to any date at this point.
We schedule things at certain times and everything affects everything else.
I understand.
So no, it's next Tuesday. You could be done with this for $225. And so we'll be next Tuesday, sworn testimony in court regarding this matter. You wish to not have counsel, and we'll continue that. I'll make further record. At this point, I'm declining to recuse myself. This is just a straightforward matter. All right, next Tuesday, 1 o'clock. You can make your way here somehow. Do you need a bus pass? I'll give you that. All right, you're free to go.
Then suddenly a human moment Jensen's ride explains his wife has chemo asking to risk to the judge's firm, but not cruel, offers a bus pass instead. It's a reminder, even in chaos, these are real people with real lives at stake.